Hello, crafty friends. I wanted to show you what we're going to be working with today. We are going to make this super cute card right here. Um, isn't that cute? I think it's cute. Axolotl. Like, who doesn't love an axolotl? It has waves, these little glass, flat-backed glass beads, which I love. These little bubbles, and then the like seaweed or whatever came with the stamp. And then and then this happy birthday is from Waffle Flower. So I'll show you real quick what we're going to work with, just so you know. These are the glass beads that I have. I have them in a little container that I store in this right here. It's an Elizabeth Ward bead container. Yeah. And I love it for all of these little things. So that was just a tip that I got from another wonderful YouTube creator. So I love that. I have two of them now because I'm starting to fill up the second one. So these are probably my favorite. I use them the most. I go through spurts. I think everybody does. These are the stamps that I'm going to use. So these are actually Lawn Fawn. I just got them last week, so I haven't, put a label on my pockets, but they're Lawn Fawn and they have coordinating dice. They're just little. See how cute and little? Let's see, I'll put them on the white. And it does have this thanks. I like you a lotl. I thought that's so cute, but I was doing a birthday card and these little sentiments were not big enough. So I might do something later. Anyway, just it's super cute. And then it comes with these dies right here. Or it doesn't come with it, it's separate. But anyway, you can get the coordinating dies. Oops. Dropping things this morning. And then I use this. I do not have the I don't know who makes this, but I'm pretty sure you can find a wave die somewhere. So this is a stitched wave die. I have three different ones. I used these three right here in the middle. And I just cut a bunch on, I cut I cut the two different colors of cardstock and I just cut a bunch. So you'll see that in the video. I didn't show the cutting of things just because my camera isn't set up that way. It makes it kind of hard if I have to go to my big cutting machine. And then I used this. I got this for Christmas and I hadn't used it yet. I really love how it came packaged together. It was a set from Waffle Flower. Well, I was on my Amazon list, and so I got it for Christmas. So I used this happy birthday, but I really like all of these. There's some really good sentiments in here. I like how big they are. The stamps are really nice. And it came with all of the dies they're not cut and they're on a magnet. I mean, they are cut. They're not connected. That's what I'm looking for. And it came on a metal sheet already. So I've just left it in here because why would I change that? Because I think it's fine. And then the only other thing I used really were some colors. So I only have these Cali Art pens. I haven't upgraded to a better kind yet. So, and that's okay. These work just fine for me for now, until I color more. So this is how I usually do I test my colors out because I've not done a color palette for my pens yet. And I just get a random piece of paper and I write the color and then that way I can see what it looks like and I can kind of see where I want to go with it, which is nice. And so these were the colors that I used. And then the other thing I used was my white jelly roll pen. So when I color outside of the lines, and if this isn't it, if the blender tool doesn't work, I just take this and put right around the line. I think you'll see me do that in the video, right next to it, and it covers it up. It works great. And then I just keep this in here with my colors that I've used until I'm done. And then, I'll put it back or record it. Sometimes I'll even put this in the pocket, to remember, especially if I like the color combo, which I might do. So, it's just a way to remember for next time. I do have like a really nice OneDrive and things organized and I could do it that way, but that's okay. That's it. So let's go ahead and get started. right, and here we are. I did most of my stamping off camera, but I did want to show you a little bit of the stamping and the coloring that I did on this particular card. So these were the little axolotl stamps that I showed you. I went ahead and I stamped those in Memento Tuxedo black ink. So here I was just trying to get as many in there. So sometimes I'll stamp a lot extra and I'll just stick them in the pocket with my stamp. Then I have some ready for next time. So, or better yet, it's for when I mess up because that happens. So yeah, so again with the Memento Tuxedo black ink, this is my Misty stamping tool. And now it's gone, right? Holy cow, that was fast. I also used the Waffle Flower grip mat in there. So here I am just trying to put together my waves. So I was trying to figure out, I cut a bunch with the waves that you see up there in the top. And I am just trying to figure out the placement. Obviously in every other, I wanted to have kind of a pocket, if you will, where I'm going to stick the seaweed and the axolotl and everything. I quickly learned that I needed to have a flat bottom and they needed to be longer. I had cut some short ones. This was a little bit of trial and error, kind of trying to figure this out, which is fine. So I just get out my little Ranger Tim Holtz, tabletop trimmer, and I was just using this periodically to cut some of those because it kind of went through a lot of paper to get those waves correctly. But anyway, it was all fine. I just had to get it in the right spot. I didn't want all the waves to be the same, things like that. So anyway, but it turned out cute. And my little axolotl was going to go right in the middle. So that's kind of where I was going with that. And then I obviously wanted the dark blue on the bottom because that's where I was going to put my sentiment, and my intention was to put the light blue cardstock with my sentiment on there. So, yeah, so just, it's like a puzzle, right? Sometimes trying to figure these out. I feel like it's that way when you're doing a scene card, that you just, it takes a little longer, but that's kind of the fun of it. So here we go. We're making some progress here. I think this is exactly what we were looking for. I did use textured cardstock, which is not typically what I do. But I use textured cardstock for both of the blues in this one and for my sentiment. I don't love it for my sentiment because I don't like the way things stamp on textured cardstock, but that's okay. It still looks fine. So I needed the blue to match, and I didn't have a blue that really matches. You can see over there in my camera view that I have two different color blues, and it just would have looked funny. So it was fine. See, there I was. That's what I put together. Now, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm hanging out. No, just kidding. I've got two. So I usually try to make 2 cards or more, actually, as I'm putting things together. My desk has quickly gotten to be kind of a mess, trying to figure out what I needed and where things needed to go. And there was just a lot going on. So figuring out the placement on the second one, this is where I really decided I needed those longer pieces. And then I just cut it off at the bottom. It was totally fine. And then I should be getting my glue out to get things glued. So I have to kind of move things around. I do have a couple of dies up there that I had thought I was going to use, but then I changed my mind. I try to make it, I want to use the word realistic, but I don't know that that's it. But, I didn't know what the habitat was for an axolotl. And that's what I was like, well, do they live in a place where they have seashells? I don't know. I ended up looking it up, but then I decided, you know what? I liked just what I did. I added the flat backed glass beads, and it kind of added that extra. So here I am making the bottom using my tabletop trimmer to make all the bottoms of those straight so that they didn't bulk up, weird and uneven in my card. Although I don't know that you would have noticed that, but I would have noticed it. Also a little easier to glue, I guess, maybe. So yeah. And then I marked. So I didn't trim it after I trimmed it before. I used the pencil, you know, just marked what I needed to mark. And yeah, so go ahead and get that cut off so I can begin gluing. I do like the blues on these. I think it's really cute. You know, after you put a card together, you're like, ooh, I could have done this and ooh, I could have done that, which, you know, I'm sure that happens to everyone. So, you know, there's not a lot of technique with this one other than my, you know, I like the way I stacked the waves. I thought that was really, really pretty. And then of course, the coloring, you know, and then how to fix your coloring with the white gel pen. That's a genius move, in my opinion. So that I learned from another YouTube creator, and it's really saved me coloring. If you look close, you can see it, but I don't know who's going to look that close, you know? And I have to remember that not everybody that receives my cards are, you know, crafters, so they may not notice. So now we're gluing finally. Yay. So I am using my my Sweet Petunia glue press, which I've been using for, I don't know, at least a good month now, more probably, and I really like it. It's better on my hand. I still have a problem, but I don't think there's any glue bottle that's going to fix the problem with my hands. So that's okay. But anyway, I use it. I like it. I like the fine tip on it. I love my glue as long as I get it in that cradle right, which I really haven't had a problem not getting it in the cradle right. It doesn't clog up. It's been really nice. In fact, I went camping like last weekend, I think it was, in my, you know, with my family in my trailer. And I usually take crafts with me. You know, that's fun. That's what I like to do too on my downtime. And I was kind of sad because I couldn't really take it with me. I mean, I could have, but you know, there's only so much room in a camper. So I went with the regular glue bottle, but I was kind of sad. Anyway, so yeah, so just doing some gluing here. I did speed this up just so everybody knows. So a lot of this is double time basically. um, I don't glue this fast, but it's hard to tell, I guess. Maybe I'm used to seeing it. So yeah, I was just trying to keep it all together. So lots of gluing. So I haven't, I guess while we're doing some gluing and you can just sit here and watch, you know, I really realize I haven't had a video in a while. You know, this is just fun for me. I have no contract or anything to do these um, at any specific within any specific time. I have a full-time job, which I love. I have a family, which I love even more. And we do a lot of things. Our busy season has come up. So we started having visitors here. We have family that comes to visit us. I went on a nice long vacation all by myself, actually. I went and spent time in Oregon with my mom and my some friends, and I did a lot of crafting, which was so much fun. So we really had a good time. Went to my favorite craft store, Craft Warehouse. Shout out to Craft Warehouse for how amazing you are. I do love that store. And I go there every time I go there. So, and it's only in the Northwest. But so we've been doing that, and our camping season has started. And so there's a lot going on. So I suspect I won't be able to get these out as quickly as possible. But that's okay because I am making memories with my family this summer. So I do have some cute things coming up for the end of the school year. I watched a video, actually, I've watched the video about a million times by Nicole Spohr, and she did this very cute platform pop-up card from Lawn Fawn, and I'm in love with it so much. So I did a version on my own that I'm going to use for my teachers, that will say thank you for helping me grow, and I love it so much. I bought all the stuff when I was at Craft Warehouse in Oregon. So anyway, yeah. So, and I'm in Pennsylvania, so it was a trek, but I could have ordered it online, but it was really fun to see everything in person. I just like that. So all right, we're still gluing. I guess I could have cut this down a little bit, but that's okay. I mean, seeing the process of how you know, get things lined up, make sure everything's straight. and getting kind of the right amount of space in between, because I did have, I had things that were going to flip it or that were going to go in the pocket, right? Looks like I got some glue on there, but that's just the way it goes. Yeah, so looking pretty good. We're making some good progress here. All right, I moved that up a little bit because it was kind of, repeating itself. So I got all my waves glued on. So here is my little pieces, my little axolotl, my little seaweed, the little bubbles. So these little trays are stack and sort trays from scrapbook.com. I have 2 sizes. I love them. I was using these little cat bowls, from before, but what happened if they were bigger, they were bending my little pieces. So I liked the flat, and I like how they stack on top of each other, which is really great. So they're super cute and they're perfect. And I just ordered another set that's coming today. So anyway, it's great. So here I'm just doing arranging. See how you saw me only gluing in the bottom of my waves so that I could just tuck all my little things in there, or all my little pieces in there. You could tuck money in there if you really wanted to, but I don't know that would look good, but that's a thought for some other kind of card. So I'm just using my tweezers. I still don't use the reverse tweezers very well. That's just what I do. Maybe that's why my hands hurt all the time, but that's okay. Just trying to organize my, where I want things. The axolotl, he turned out very cute. I would say that my blending of my markers is really I'm getting better. I'm excited about that. It takes a little practice. I think we'll do a coloring video coming up just so that you can see that it does take practice. I am certainly not perfect. And for some reason I thought I had coloring in this video, so I apologize. I feel like this isn't a very finished product when it comes to technique or anything, but I tend to do these more for inspiration than anything else. Like, here's a cute idea. I think it's adorable. This is what you could do with this stamp. Um, throw in a couple techniques. I'm still learning and there's a lot of new for me. So anyway, this is what my layout's going to look like. So moving forward here, I didn't use all my bubbles. So now everything is not glued. We're going to start gluing. So I had cut those out. Obviously, this stamp comes with a die set. Thank goodness, right? So I'm going to get things glued. I also did my sentiment. That sentiment is from, I showed you in the beginning, it's a waffle flower sentiment. I did that on a patterned paper. I mentioned that earlier. I don't love, excuse me, I don't love how that turned out, but it's okay. And then I also showed you that I am using my flat backed clear glass beads on here. I love the clear because it picks up whatever color is underneath of it. And I think it looks perfect for this, water scene. So we're going to just start gluing things in place. We're getting really close to being done here. And oh yeah, that's the thing with the glue. The only thing is, so it sits in this little rubber thing. And so it will like get a little glob of glue on the end, but you just, peel it off with your finger, but it never clogs. It's great. I mean, I am telling you, it is a really great tool and I really like it. My Misty is obviously from my Sweet Petunia as well. And I'm telling you, they come out with some really wonderful things. I'm really happy and pleased with both. So I thank them for their creating these great products because I like to buy them. All right. Just getting these. Oh, the axolotls are cute. So we have been to multiple like reptile fairs. It's not a fair, like convention. Nope. It's where they sell. I can't think of the name, but anyway, where they go and they sell all these different kinds of lizards and whatever, because my son had a bearded dragon and he really likes snakes and all those spiders and all that kind of stuff. So they have a bunch of those. I think everywhere has those. And we've been to quite a few of them. Anyway, I remember the first time we saw the axolotls because they sell them there. They are so cute and they really do smile. It is the cutest thing. I mean, they are adorable, but I guess they're a little bit, they're not, you can't just put it in a tank like a goldfish, So I'm a little apprehensive. And he doesn't really want one, but he likes them. They're cute. So I just learned that he likes roadrunners today. So there you go. So yeah, just getting things in place. I like leaving that so it just tucks them in there. And and it's fine that that isn't all the way glued down because I don't know that, I mean, nobody's going to stick their finger. I mean, I think it's fine. I can't foresee anything going wrong with those not being completely glued down. So yeah. And I like that, with the glass beads and the bubbles. So those bubbles are really cute. I use these really light kind of gray. And if you look at it really closely, which you can't really tell here, so I apologize. You can see the shading of those bubbles, and I'm real pleased with that. How the marker shading is going. So it's a lot of fun. As you get better at it, you feel good. But you do mess up. That white pen is it's a lifesaver. All right. So there were the baby wipes. Those are a staple in the craft room. I am telling you. So I was probably wiping off my tweezers. They do get a little gluey. So I buy this cheap pack from Amazon. I got some for Christmas, and I don't know. It's fine. I just get rid of them when they're too bad, but they really last forever. But I use them for lots of other things. I do epoxy crafts and that kind of thing. I've been making Stanley toppers. I really need to. I had a little helper there. I need to do a video on the Stanley toppers because they're really cute. I just did one for my daughter, and I did one for her best friend for her birthday, and we got that finished. So I probably should do videos other than cards, but cards are just my jam right now. That's what I like doing. I'm a little off camera there, so sorry. Yeah. But the bubbles are cute. It's a cute little set, and I think, you could pair it with a bunch of other things if you wanted to. I think this worked out really good with just the waves. I think it's plenty. Excuse me. Yeah. I think I mentioned I did emboss my sentiment. I used a Wow opaque white, I think it is, embossing um powder on my sentiment. So I thought that just kind of trying to give it that pop. So yeah, those are good. So we're just about finished here, finishing up the gluing. And it looks like that's my cardstock over there to the left. That's what we're going to put it on a white cardstock. I just currently use Michael's cardstock for everything. I would like to start using a little better. I really want a package of Nina Solar White. Everybody talks about that and the smoothness of it, but I'm not quite there yet. So we use Michael's cardstock, and that is fine, and it seems to work perfect. I use the 110 pound for my card bases, and I just use their 65 pound for my panels and, cutting die cuts and what. Sometimes I use the 110 for a die cut. It depends on what I'm doing and if I need some stability. I'm working on a recent card, and I'm kind of wishing I would have used 110 pound for a few of the pieces, but I didn't have it in that color. I would have had to ink it in that color, which I could do that. So, but it's okay. It's something to think about because it provides a little additional stability. Using my brick to keep everything, just get everything really glued down. So here I am. I believe we're gonna cut my cardstock. So I'm using it's 4¼ by 11, and I'm scoring at 5½ to make a top folding card base, 2 of them. This is my preference. A lot of crafters do top folding. I'm not a big side folder. I don't know. I like the top folding, but it's fine. And everybody has a preference. So some people like to make bigger cards too. I like mine the 4¼ by 5½. Some people like to make the 5 by 7 or whatever that size. I find that finding the, you got to fill more space when you're using a larger card. So I think it depends on what you're doing. So I just like this size. This is the size I like. So what happens, and I don't know if it's my scoring board, I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's my paper. Um, it's not even. So it's like the paper's a little bit longer. So I just chop it off. It's fine. I just use my little trimmer and I just chop it off. No big deal to me. So, because I'm not wasting paper for sure. Even though I use the cheaper stuff, I still don't. So, should have done this ahead of time before I got everything on there, but that's okay. I decided that I wanted a border. More recently, I've been not putting a border depending on what I'm doing, especially if I'm using an embossing folder. I don't really like the way the embossing folder, when you cut it with a border, when then there's a border, I just don't like the way it lifts. I think it just looks weird to me. So I just make that 4¼ and put it right on the back. In my mind, I was thinking that's what I was doing with this one, but I changed my mind. So I got my chopper out. That is the nice thing about even that small guillotine. It's tiny but mighty, right? So it chopped through all that paper, and there was a little bit of paper on there. It's a kind of a heavy card, so it worked just fine, and we got it on there, and that was perfect. So yeah, and it looks better with a white border. It really did need that. So that's just, but sometimes you don't know until you're in it, right? And I feel like that's the case. When I first made this card, which I did in like an hour and a half before a birthday party, there was a lot of other things. Like I didn't put the glass beads on it. The sentiment was different, stuff like that. And then after I made it, I was like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that. And I wish I had a picture of it, but I don't, and that's okay. I did. You'll notice that I got a little close with this, and that was not okay. So this is the thing of where you need to think about things before. So I was like, oh, darn. So I believe I peeled it off, and we made it work. I don't think you can tell. I don't think you can tell that I did that. So I peeled it off and I cut it so that we could put it on there correctly. So in hindsight, kind of think that thing through, but it's only paper. It really is. I mean, I would have been sad to, all the coloring and everything, but it still wasn't a ton of coloring. I could have redone it. And then I got water on the edge. I was really bummed because I can see that too, but it's probably only me. I must have had that. I had it near my baby wipe. And then I used my glue press to get everything glued down, trusty tweezers to help with placement. Yes, reverse tweezers would totally be easier, but I don't know. That's just what I do, I guess. And now we'll get those glass beads put on. So these are flat-backed glass beads that I got from, I bought them on Amazon, actually. Yeah, but there's a lot of different companies that sell them. But I kind of got a big package on Amazon. So maybe the quality is better other places, but this was a nice big package. So I'm able to have it in my little to-go travel one because I am slowly but surely creating a travel craft bag so that I just can have everything I want. And I only have to bring, stamps and dies. When I go camping and stuff, because I do like to craft a little bit when I'm camping. It's just fun. That's just what I like to do. So, so here I'm just using my pick and place tool. I have two. I have one from Gina K and one from Trinity Stamps. But my Gina K one is the only one that has the little wax tip that I just recently replaced. Those come off. They break really easy if you squish it, if you tie it, put them on there too tight, and I don't know. I love the tool, but I don't know. I don't like that part. So, I think there's another one I want to try, but these work and it's fine. And I definitely like the piercing part of it. That's really nice. So anyway, yeah. So they do have these little pencil ones I thought about getting. They're just a cheap package. I mean, because really it's the same kind of, it's a jewel picker that like nail salons use. And I think probably even those that, I forget what those are called, the little beads that you put on a picture. There's a name for that. It's pretty popular, but I can't think of names right now. It's too early for me. So anyway, so just getting my little bubbles. So see how cute that is? It picks up the color from underneath. I think it just adds something a little more to the card. I really like that added, I thought, ooh, afterwards, maybe some splatter might have been really pretty. Even white splatter, that would have been cute. So, obviously a little too late, but I'm not going to do it again. But those are things you think about after you're done it. I think white splatter might have been really cute before I put all the extra, stuff on it. Um, but I still think it turned out fine the way it is. So here I am replacing my happy birthday, and you don't notice it. I peeled off the extra paper, and you really don't notice that I did that. So that's good. Sometimes with glue, it's hard. This glue is really good glue. It works really well. But I was able to pull it off. I was really glad, so I didn't ruin anything. All right, now we're going to do the rest of the little beads. So I just, to kind of dive into how we do this, it's just really easy. I put the beads on there and then I pick them up with the little wax top of my tool and then put my little glue down and that's it. So anyway, this looks to be the end of it. So I believe, yep, these are my finished cards. So I guess I had already done the second one. I must have went too fast. These are my finished cards. So just kind of reinforcing my bone folder. I really hope you enjoyed me watching me make this card. I cannot wait to make a card with you again.